Shall I do my interview lying on top of the piano? Here's one I made earlier.
Okay, so who are you and what do you do?
My name's Scott. You'll probably know me as Skepsis. Basically just make tunes, upload them to SoundCloud, and yeah, it seems to be going pretty well so far. So yeah, that's basically it.
Okay, so how would you describe your sound to people that have never seen you before?
Probably quite gritty, to be honest. Obviously very bassy, kind of like influences of UK garage as well, I'd say, but obviously that sort of seems kind of blowing up at the moment. But yeah, it's basically just sort of heavy, wobbly kind of bass, basically, around the 130 mark, yeah.
When did you start taking music seriously?
For me, it was probably just like, it wasn't even that long ago. Like, obviously most people know I haven't actually been around that long. Probably about a year ago, I'd say. Before that, I was making literally all sorts. Like, I literally went through stages of making, like, even to the point of like rap beats, trap, like even EDM and stuff at one point, and like even drum and bass. Obviously, I started off with dubstep when I was like 15, and I was listening to like Flux Pavilion and stuff. And yeah, it sort of landed on the sort of bassy, garagey like spectrum, I'd say, and from there it just seemed to sort of stick. So yeah, that's how I am where I am now.
So what's been your best gig?
In terms of capacity, I'd probably say that in September I played to about 1,000 people in Fire in Vauxhall with Luck and Lee. That was pretty huge. But in terms of my best gig, I'd probably say that was in Guildford in Surrey, in a club called 33 Hertz. Like, the crowd was just like amazing. Like, it was such a good night. That was with Flavor D actually. But no, that was, I'd say that was probably my most memorable gig.
Okay, so can you describe or outline your creative process?
Well, I think it really varies depending on what I'm trying to do, because sometimes I'll just sort of have an idea while I'm like sleeping or just like chilling, and then sometimes I'll try and get it down like on my voice notes or whatever, or if not, I'll just try and keep it in my head. Like, a lot of time I do get like inspired by other people's work and stuff, so like I just kind of like keep that in mind while I'm creating, but obviously I still try and like maintain my individuality while I'm doing it. If I'm doing a remix, I'll probably just try and like think about the original, but then try and think about what people would expect me to do to it, and then just sort of better that, I guess. But the creative process really does like vary depending on like what the idea I'm centering it around.
Okay, so who are your artists to watch in 2016?
Well, there's an artist from Brighton called Distinct who I've been trying to push. It sounds very, very fat. I'd say definitely look out for him. He's got releases on South Point. Well, I think he's exclusively South Point at the moment, but definitely look out for him. What other artists am I pushing this year? I'm going to have to cut this bit out because I think.
Who are your artists to watch in 2016?
2016. Two guys from Brighton I'd say to watch are a guy called Distinct and someone else called Bush Baby. They've both got releases on South Point. Both their sounds are very sort of fat and gritty, so I'd say definitely watch out for those two. In terms of who's sort of already sort of pushing for it, I'd say obviously like Hi-Fi is definitely going to have a big year. In the same sort of scene, I'd say that Nuvaman's going to have a big year as well. If you've heard of him, definitely check out his SoundCloud. He's a wicked producer. And then more towards the top of the spectrum, I'd say that Tough Culture is definitely going to have a big year as well. He's a very, very underrated producer. He's one of my favourites, definitely. Got some wicked dubs with him. And, yeah, those are some I'd definitely say to check out on SoundCloud.
What did you do before you were involved in music?
Well, to be honest, I've sort of been like dabbling in production like on and off for literally years. Like, obviously I've only started taking it seriously about a year ago, I'd say. But I've literally been sort of uploading tunes to SoundCloud, albeit not so greatly, since I was like 14, 15. Obviously, like at school, for instance, like every lunchtime we'd go into the studios, we literally just mess about, try and create new sounds and stuff. Apart from that, at the moment I'm at uni. Basically not even studying music, but basically music's still like what I love and that, obviously. But hopefully once I finish my course, I hope to like progress with the actual music side of stuff. Seeing how it's going at the moment.
So, final question. If
Yeah.
I was going to put you in a studio with 3 people, who would they be?
3 people. I'd probably say Daphne. Champion is ridiculous. Can't really say much more than that. Obviously, everyone knows Champion. Bit of a generic choice. I'd probably say Minu Leng as well, just because of like the intricacy of their sound and how much like innovation they've done for the scene, basically. And the third person, bit of a change but quite relevant. I'd probably say Khan, because like, I used to listen to still do listen to that like quite a lot of grime, but I used to also make grime before I made like bass and garage and stuff. But Khan is definitely one I would love to like just be with for a day and like learn from. You know what I mean? But yeah, those are my favourites. Is it going? Rolling. My name is Scott, also known as Skepsis. Basically just make tunes, upload them to SoundCloud and